So when we want to talk about what's going on with construction, which is pretty crazy what's going on out there, but individually about construction, and the data is so complex and so confusing that I want to shed some light. I was reading about this here and there. And here's the case, because we know that in terms of, how do you say, normal times, what happens is when you have construction, you have certain delays, you have some kind of construction that will finish early, some kind of construction, some type of deals or asset classes that will have more delays, some less. If you're talking about usually residential, if you're talking about condos, or you're talking about construction for multifamily, then usually the amount of delays are a lot more, are over 80%. When you're talking about office and retail, it's pretty much around the 70 to 80%, something like that. When you're talking about delays for industrial, it's by far less, around the 40 to 50%. And they are by far finishing earlier, okay? About 15% overall are finishing on time. And when you're talking about finishing early, industrial is finishing always much earlier than others. And all of a sudden now, at times of COVID, all of a sudden we see data that is pretty crazy. We see data, and I think it's right from Moody's. And the data says the following. The data says that the most delays now, all of a sudden you don't have as many delays in certain asset classes. All of a sudden in retail, you don't have too many delays. What happened? Why in retail you don't have too many delays? You always had delays. And it's confusing, and it's due to the fact that this asset class is failing so badly, then we will not see so much construction in that, asset class. We see a lot more when it comes to retail. We see a lot more acquisitions of retail that will come up due to the failures and due to the foreclosures and the defaults and all these things that will come up and are still coming up, and the what we call distress. But when it comes to delays in construction, you don't have too many because nobody's building that many, and that's why. So you guys take care of yourselves, and hopefully we'll have good news all the time. A lot of deals, a lot of good opportunities. Take care of yourselves.